Hi again, everybody. This is Joey Lynn, and I guess the name of these videos is just Sayin, even though I'm sure I could come up with something better than that. I'm too busy being famous and busy and stuff like that, to think up a better name for what I'm sure will turn into the most successful and highest paying podcast in the history of the universe. But for right now, I guess what I want to talk about is friends. I think it takes a lot more than a lot of people think and a lot less than most people think to be a really good friend. Don't get me wrong, it takes a lot to be a good friend. I mean, you have to be there, you have to show up, you have to be willing to stand up for somebody, you have to be willing to set a good example for that person by standing up for yourself. You have to accept people for the kind of person that they are if you want them to be around long enough to call them your friend. But I think a lot of people think that those things are really difficult, and they're not. It's not hard to stand up for yourself. It's not hard to stand up for somebody else. And it's really not hard to just tell the truth. I mean, if you borrow somebody's iPod and you break it, you just say, you know what, dude, I'm sorry, I broke your iPod, it was an accident, I'll pay for it, I'll replace it. If you can't pay for it, if you can't replace it, the least you can do is be honest and apologize and tell them that you can't pay for it and that you can't replace it, and if they're your friend, they'll forgive you. I mean, where did all this stuff get lost? Is it like floating out in outer space someplace? You can't find it now? Do we really have to write it down for you? Or does it need to be like a rule book? Does it need to be in rule book form, everybody? I don't think so. I think everybody knows all this stuff. But I just figured I'd put it out there again, afresh, so that we can all just, have that on the internet and know those facts. I guess it's just really embarrassing to me that there are people out there who try to call me their friend and don't really know what it means to be a friend. Or I consider them a friend and then they do things that a friend would never do and then still pretend like they're my friend and expect me to be nice to them. And it's actually real embarrassing for them, because then I tell them that they're not my friend and they stare at me like I'm stupid. And it just strikes me as unusual that so many people are this lost in this world, but it doesn't surprise me. Nothing surprises me anymore. Anyway, I'm just saying.